What's up, guys? D-Rock 1992 here. For this next video and for my next movie review, I am going to be reviewing a movie that I just watched about a week ago or something like that. It's been a little bit since I watched it, but I am reviewing it in this video. That film is Kick-Ass. These are pretty popular films. There's actually two. Kick-Ass 1, which came out in 2010, and then a sequel, Kick-Ass 2, that came out in 2013. The next video will be a review of Kick-Ass 2. But this one's about Kick-Ass, and, it is... I thought it was Marvel, as a matter of fact. But I don't think it's Marvel. It is based on a comic book. For those of you who don't know, Kick-Ass is based on a comic book, and in the movie they use comic book settings to kind of tie in some of the events and things like that. But yeah, Kick-Ass, that's what that is. It used to be a comic book. I mean, it is a comic book, and now, they made two movies out of it. So, what it's all about is there is this ordinary teenager, Dave Lazuski. He's just an average, normal, geeky, high school teenager. And basically, he has a dream of becoming a superhero. He wants to fight crimes, save lives, things like that. He wants to make a difference in the world because the existence he had at the beginning of the film wasn't really all that great. He wants a big experience and he wants to make a difference in people's lives. So, he gets this suit and he names himself Kick-Ass, hence the name of the film. Along the way, he still has to deal with teenage high school drama, teenage high school life, and things like that. And also he meets a couple other characters. Big Daddy and Hit Girl. Two vengeful people. Big Daddy and Hit Girl are trying to bring down this drug overlord. And his name's Frank D'Amico. So they have to try to defeat him. Kick-Ass eventually joins in. He tries to defeat Frank D'Amico. And also Frank D'Amico has a son. Who the name of him is Chris D'Amico, I believe. Yep, Chris D'Amico. And he also is his alter ego is a superhero called Red Mist. So, the plot is pretty simple to the movie. These superheroes, your average people by day, and great superheroes by night, superheroes by night, and they have to go out and defeat this drug overlord. So the plot is very simple. It's something that you see in a lot of films and things like that. So, you definitely see it. I think this movie has got to be... It probably is rated R. Because, my God, it is a violent film. It really is. It's got blood and gore, and I think it's either in this one or Kick-Ass 2, you see a hand being cut off. And you see blood. You see gore. You see gore and violence all over these two films. And Kick-Ass was really the one that started it off. It actually, believe it or not, he does not star in the film at all. But a co-producer in the film is Brad Pitt. So, I found that kind of interesting. He's a big producer as well as a big movie star. The film's directed by Matthew Vaughn, who is a guy who is known for all that stylized violence, all the big-time violence in movies. There are a couple films in the early in the mid to early 2000s that he did that I think dealt with the violence, and it had up-and-comer Jason Statham in him. And a movie he just did that was pretty violent as well was Kingsman Secret Service. Just came out this year. So, this guy is known for a lot of violence in his films and things like that. Now the characters. The big people in this one, Aaron Johnson plays Kick-Ass, or Dave Lazowski. And it definitely is I like the role for him. This is the one where he really got known for. He later went on to star in Avengers: Age of Ultron, a movie I obviously just reviewed. He went by Aaron Taylor Johnson in this one. I think it's the same guy. Yes, it is the same guy. Okay, yeah, he went as Aaron Johnson in Kick-Ass. In 2013, he went by Aaron Taylor Johnson. So, there you go. But yeah, I like his character a lot. Kick-Ass is a good character. There's a reason why he is the head character. Mark Strong is Frank D'Amico. Mark Strong has been in a few movies himself. Nothing really that I particularly know, but I liked him in the role that he was in. He was the antagonist in the film. He was the drug lord, and he was a good film. I mean, he was good in the film, definitely. Chloe Grace Moretz, young actress. She plays Mindy McCready / Hit Girl. This character is really one of the big stars of the film. She really is. I mean, she's the one that's really... She and Big Daddy are the ones that are the superheroes that can actually fight worth the damn, basically. Kick-Ass and Red Mist, they have to kind of learn along the way. But yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz, this is a role for her. It really is. It's a good role. It's a very well-known role. She got famous due to this role on a bigger scale. I think she had done other movies before where she was known, but I think Kick-Ass was her big breakout. And she did a good job in it. Christopher Mintz-Plasse. If you don't know who Christopher Mintz-Plasse is, by name, if you don't know the actor's name, there is one word to describe him. McLovin. He played McLovin in the movie Superbad with Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. For those of you who know about that movie, Superbad, good film. I haven't seen it in a while, but he was a big part of that movie. He was a big star of that movie. He is a big star in this movie as well, and I liked his character a lot. He was obnoxious. He was basically the type of character he played in Superbad, and he played it to a T. And then the other big person in the movie that I'm going to talk about is the legendary Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage playing Big Daddy, or Damon McCready. So, Nick Cage, I love Nick Cage. He really is a great actor. I've talked before about a couple of the films I love from him, being The Rock and Con Air. Those are my two favorite films from him. He really is. He's quite the actor in this one, though. For Kick-Ass, he has the dumbest Batman impression of all time. But it's so likable. It's so funny. But it's so dumb as well. When he's in costume as Big Daddy, you look at a costume. You look at his costume of Big Daddy, and the costume looks just like Batman's costume. It really does. It's pretty much the same style of costume, and I love Nicolas Cage as Damon McCready. Big Daddy, it's dumb. It's a dumb portrayal, but it's fun. I mean, it just kind of is fun. And he actually said that he wanted to deliver the same type of lines, the same type of style for his lines as Adam West did in the original, in the 1960s version of Batman, which was campy as hell. But, he delivered the lines in the same style, the same vein as Adam West did. And I really like Nicolas Cage, and he shines in this movie. He really does. So yeah, basically, those are the big characters in the film. As a whole, the movie did well. It got a 76% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a very good rating. I really, really like this movie. I mean, what blew me away was just the violence in this movie, the stylized violence, the way Matthew Vaughn choreographed, the way he directed the action in the film. You watch the movie, you watch these movies, these are not for the kids. I mean, they're not for the little kids. Little Johnny can't go and watch this in theaters. I mean, no. This film is gory, it's bloody, it's violent, and I love it. It's just, I love action films and superhero films and things like that, and it kind of combines the two. It really does. So if you have not watched this film, I definitely would recommend it. It is such a good film. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I really had no complaints with the film whatsoever. Really nothing to complain about, so that's why a 5 out of 5 stars. It's just a good film overall. If you, and I have the Rotten Tomatoes review up here on the, I have it up here on the computer, and I'll read it to you, just because this will kind of sum up what the film is. Not for the faint of heart, Kick-Ass takes the comic adaptation genre to new levels of visual style, bloody violence, and gleeful profanity. That's another thing. It has a lot of curse words in it. A lot of curse words. But this film is just so damn likable. It really is an enjoyable film. Is it better than the Marvel films? I mean, is it better than any of the Marvel films? No, not really. I mean, it's better than some Marvel films, but is it better than Age of Ultron? No, it isn't. But it didn't need to be. I mean, it doesn't have to be, and that's not a bad thing. This is just its own unique film, and it's such a well-made film, totally. So that is it for my review of the first Kick-Ass. My second review, the review that I'm going to do next time is, of course, Kick-Ass 2. So stick around for that. And that's it for this video. D-Rock 1992 out.